Hey guys, Lifestepper here, back with another video. I want to go over some really exciting changes for healing in Season 2. Last season we could almost never really do damage, it's kind of frustrating. I know a lot of us don't care too much about doing damage because the way the thing changed, damage from healers is a lot less relevant. But now that you have Boomkin form, I don't know why nobody is talking about this, but you literally become a disc priest every minute. And then every 5 minutes you have a big disc priest window where you're just pumping. You don't even have to heal. You just literally DPS and you heal the group and you never lose mana. So cool, so fun. I'm gonna get right into it so I don't waste your time. Later on, maybe after this video, or maybe later on, once I cover all the new changes for Season 2 healing and what I'm doing right now, I will go into maybe some of the older stuff that maybe people didn't know, or I might just actually send a video underneath referring to you guys for the last video that I made. I see a lot of people kind of mimicking a lot of the content I already brought up, a lot of different YouTubers, which is great. I have I'm not stunned about that at all. It's nice to see the information being regurgitated and shared. That's the whole purpose of my videos, is to help the druid community and let everybody get better. And a lot of people kind of shit on druids and say that they're not great, and they're incredible. So I'm glad that some of the highlight points that I shared are now being shared in different videos, and it's really great to see. But anyways, without further ado, I'm going to get into some of the changes. Everyone is always talking about Wildstalker, right? It is amazing. Idea is that it's the best for Mythic Plus. Now, not so much. You know, there's a real argument now that Keeper might actually be better. And I'm surprised that no one is discussing how strong this is. It hasn't even brought up once. Like if I go back to, let's see if I can show my last key here. Here. Look at this, guys. I did 550k overall. 550k. Pretty great for a Resto druid. And that's me. I'm still learning. Like I'm not playing much, guys. I didn't play the first week. I'm playing 1 or 2 hours. I just got decent gear now. I got my 4-piece literally today. I got blessed in the vault. It was great. But yeah, look at my overall healing, guys. You're gonna be shocked by this. Look at number 1, 20% dream scenarios. No one even runs this talent, okay? And it's so powerful, but you have to run Boomkin to make this viable. So anyways, this is the whole build I'm running right now. I wish I could do double budding leaves. A lot of people aren't running it. If you're running double light bloom, you should be trying to run double budding leaves. It's very strong. It's like 3% more of your overall for each point. It's a strong value talent, and not only that, the overall healing makes better. It's when you need healing, you get the fatty light bloom explosions, which is what's going to save you in a big damage impact situation where you're struggling to heal. The big light bloom being 90% stronger on explosion. Very nice, very helpful. And obviously sometimes you run with this. I removed it to move some points around. Anyways, this is what I'm doing. The reason I'm doing this is because A, you want to run Call of the Elder Druid now. Before, it was nice, like a fun talent for lower keys. But if you're running this build, it's a must because it goes hand in hand with your Daddy Convoke. Now before, most of the time we use Convoke defensively. Now, any type of group setting, even in some single target situations, but for sure right now in group settings of 4 or more mobs, you're using Convoke offensively, and it's actually going to heal more than you would just using Convoke to heal, which is pretty cool in general. But if there's a bigger group, it's like, it's crazy. So basically what's happening is now we have Boomkin form in Season 2, right? That's changed from Season 1, which is great. We get 10% more damage. Now we got the new double choice you choose between physical and magic, 25% more damage. Keeper gives another 10% damage, and now we're running Master Shapeshifter, 30% more damage on our Starfire and Star Surge. Specifically, and Wrath, so this is super important. You have to run this talent. Before we were running this, right, to get a little more faster casting, faster dots, faster hops. Now we want this. This makes it so you never ever drink. Like you will never have to drink in a key. It's incredible. And the damage output you do gets pretty crazy. Like I've hit over 2 million. And I don't even have an unused trinket. So basically the way you do this, and the way my healing is so high from this talent, is basically you start a pack, you run up. You Sunfire, you apply your dot, then you either do Wrath or you can do Starfire, it doesn't matter. I usually do Starfire as a group. It puts me into Boomkin form because I'm running Fluid form, which converts you into form when you use Wrath or your Starfire. Then you shoot a Wrath. Oh, sorry, you already did Starfire, it's fine, you're in form. Where you apply the Sunfire, and then you do your Star Surge. This puts you into the heart of the wild, and you apply Convoke. And then all you do, I'll put a tree out so you can give me some free dots. You just DPS. I wasted a lot of time, so this damage isn't accurate because I was sitting for a while. But look at this. Even with me AFKing for like 8 seconds there, I'm breaking 1,000,000 damage on only a 3-person pack. If I would have done it properly, I'll probably show you in a minute. I hit close to like 1.5, 2 million damage. And what's crazy is when Heart of the Wild procs now, it increases the healing by 200%. So normally your Star Surges, your Starfires, it heals 50% of the damage it does, which is still okay, right? It does about 500k each, and then like 30% of the damage to everyone else around it. After 8 targets, is even further reduced, but it's fine. The main thing is you're hitting, almost 2 million damage a pop when you're pushing this onto somebody. If you're critting, it gets even crazier. On a pack of 10 or sign mobs, it gets pretty crazy. So normally you're healing a little bit, which is great. Like, you're healing 50% of it, 500k HPS on a normal pack. It's not enough to sustain your group. So outside of Heart of the Wild, you can't just do this and heal your group. You actually have to heal normal. But every minute, when you have Heart, because this will proc every minute, and every time you Star Surge, it'll apply it, you're going to use this with Convoke. Because Convoke and your Heart is on a 1-minute cooldown, the free one that you get right from here. And this procs by using Star Surge. Mine is displayed right here, so I know when it's up and when it's coming up. They're right next to each other. You can get this recourse from Luxus. It's a great kind of UI. I really enjoy it. But this shows me, they're both up. Time to shoot my Star Surge and then Convoke. And then every single Star Surge, you're going to be healing like 1.5 million HPS, 2 million even HPS I've hit, just from doing damage. You don't have to heal anything. It's smart healing as well. So you don't have to apply someone's taking a little bit of damage. If only one person takes damage, the entire heal of damage goes to the one person. So I've healed people, like when they drop down like 5 million, I do a Star Surge, boom, they go back to full. It's crazy. And if everyone's rotting, it's like everyone's getting healed for 1 million. Like their health is just tick, 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 tick. It's so cool to watch. Super rewarding. I've always wanted to use this talent from Season 1, but we didn't have the damage profile. And going like Shred form, you're not healing enough when you're trying to DPS in Kitty Cleave. But now that we have Boomkin form, now this opens up a whole different playstyle for druids. And it's so much fun. So every minute, you're not actually healing like you normally would, right? Where you life bloom yourself and the squishy person, right? You regrow somebody else to apply 3 regrowths on yourself, the squishy, and the third person you're applying it to. And that's because of, which talent are we in? Here. So whoever has life bloom gets a free regrowth every time, right? So you life bloom yourself, life bloom like the shaman who's not very defensive in your group, and you regrowth the third person, and that regrowth you're applying will also apply to both people who have light blooms, which is incredible, right? That one hot and one heal will heal everyone. And you can do it with like an NS big heal as well, which also applies a stronger regrowth dot. You don't care so much about the regrowth dot. You want the dot for the extra HPS in like a AoE setting. You don't care too much for the, if the dot heals a little bit more. Okay, sure. Anyways, so it's a lot of fun. So basically I'm going to show you, without talking, what it looks like if I'm going to a pack and I want to heal by doing damage. I can do this every minute. So basically every start of a pack, you can do this, okay? So you walk up on the Sunfire, throw my guy out, get myself into form, do Star Surge, and then boom, start doing damage. And then we start doing damage. We just start blasting. Look at this, guys. Like, it's crazy. This is crazy. Look at this. 1.3 million damage on 3 mobs. 1.3 million damage on 3 mobs. And normally you're pulling 5, 10 mobs, sometimes more. So you're doing easily, you can hit 2 million damage on this pull. Crazy. And then once it runs out for the 15 seconds, say you're still doing damage, like the pack, it's a big pack, it's living along. At the start, I usually will pop my actual heart, which will make it last for 45 seconds. So you do this one first, you get the 15 seconds addition. You pop this, which gives you 45 seconds, and then this comes back off cooldown. So you reapply it. So you get like a minute and 15 seconds. You get 2 convokes. You can convoke at the beginning, right, by using the normal heart, by using the Star Surge one, the free one. And then when you use heart, at the end, you'll be able to Star Surge again, giving you another 15 seconds, which enables you to have 2 convokes on your first opener. Pretty crazy, and you're just spamming the one button. And make sure your Sunfire is applied. It does do a good chunk of damage. And, I mean, the healing is incredible. and you also get an insane amount of mana back because of fluid form. Sorry, Master Shapeshifter. And now that they fixed fluid form, you're just going right into form, right? You don't have to do anything else. You just start casting right away. And if you have to do a kick, you can just do a kick. You know, it's not a big deal. And then you go back to Sunfire and you go back into doing damage, which is also healing your party passively. So when there's very little damage, you can still do this, but outside of heart, you can't sustain AoE damage. So please do not go and say, Lifesaver said, I can push one button, Starfire basically, and spam it with my dots on and heal the group. No, it's only when you're in Heart of the Wild. So every minute you Heart of the Wild, Convoke, spamming Starfire for 15 seconds, any type of damage, you're completely fine. When that runs out though, you have to go back to your normal healing, right? Of Light Bone Regrowth, Wild Growth, Swift Man, someone who's weak, and then do regrowths, 3 regrowths. Fine. But it's a lot of fun. It's completely changed the playstyle. And you're going to like how everything's being healed. It's like really, really cool. I mean, look at this damage, 560. My gear isn't that incredible. Like, what happens when we're at 575, 570 item level, and I have an unused trinket, and we pop Lust, and we're pulling out the 20-man pack? What kind of damage can I pull? And how much healing is that outputting? So it's like, your first 1-minute pack with most dungeons you'll Lust on the first pack, on a big pull. I mean, you're talking like, you don't have to heal for 1 minute and 15 seconds, which is usually how long the pack will take to die when you're lusting on a bigger key. So you're just doing insane amount of damage for your group, and everyone is juiced up. It's so much fun. Highly recommend. No one has talked about this. I have no idea why. I talked about this originally when the patch notes came out, when I saw Boomkin, and I assumed Starfall would become an option, which it does. And I'm like, hey, Dream might become an option now. It is variable. It is very, very, say not variable, an incredible option. And the next thing I want to apply, I'm going to test is Nature's Vigil. My theory craft here is when you're doing your damage and it applies the heal, right, the direct heals on someone, one person takes it or someone else, it's a direct heal, does this count as the additional 20% damage from that heal as well? So can I give myself, in theory, about 20% more damage during my burst window if I run Nature's Vigil? Maybe. Why don't we test it right now for science? I should have done this before, but it's just something I've been thinking about, and I keep telling myself to test it, and I just keep forgetting. Let's just put this, we'll just put this here for now. We'll move it later. Oh, this last, let's see here. Okay, so we're going to test this for science live for everybody here. So we do a Sunfire here. Let's get into combat. Go like this, pop this. And let's see if this changes from 1.3 million. Oh wow, I didn't get a Starfall, so this actually is going to hurt me a lot. Yeah, so I'm not sure if I can actually show this. Actually, what am I saying? I can't test this. I'm so ridiculous. Because it's not showing the healing damage I'm doing because nothing is getting healed. Sorry guys, that's had a brain damage there. Anyways, I'm going to test this in a key and see. I think in theory this should work and we can get more damage output. I will test it and let you guys know. But regardless, if you want to be a Disperse and be a Resto druid, Dream is real. We can do it. And then of course that's range. We're not being as more accessible to all the AoE mechanics that are in this season. There's so many swirly things, so many spinning bots and insane amount of stuff that are happening. Even though they made swirlies and stuff easier to see, which is great, there's still a lot more stuff in melee than there is in range. So I think this is awesome. It opens up a whole new play style that you really can't do running Kitty Cleave because Dream isn't really viable. And it can do a lot of damage and just switch up the gameplay. So I'm curious to see how much damage I can do. As I get gear, I think I can do like 700-800k in a key. And I'm also healing insane amounts during that time, right? So like, I'm not just saying this as let's do more DPS as a healer. I'm saying as you're healing an insane amount while also doing a lot of damage, right? It's like double satisfaction, which has been like my dream as a druid, and which is I've always been a little bit jealous about this priest the entire time I've played druid. But anyways, I hope you guys found this really exciting and interesting. Oh, one more thing about this build also is after you do, like for example, multiple regrowths, right? You're healing outside of it. Sometimes people forget about this, but you get a proc key. I think it's after 5. Here it is. So you get a free instant cast spell that deals 100% more damage. So this long cast thing that takes forever. So while you're healing in between regrowths, you're also getting this mega 100% instant cast Star Surge that gets proc once in a while. And also, I don't know if you knew this, but when you're regrowthing, it keeps you in Moonkin form. You don't get shifted out, which is amazing. So it's like you do a whole bunch of blasts, and sometimes it actually procs the instant cast regrowth. So you're star surging. You get instant cast regrowth, you can just instantly pop someone up. And then you have to come out, do some healing, shoot a couple regrowths. Oh, now you got the instant cast big blast, send it back out. And big damage comes out, which is also big healing. So a really cool mechanic that works with that. You can really do a little min-maxing with it. It's really enjoyable. But I hope you guys found this a lot of fun. I'm going to test this out. Symbiotic relationship has been a little disappointing. Especially as someone who loves Venom. And I love the idea of having symbiotic. When I saw that, I got super excited. But it's an older talent that they brought back. But it's only doing about 2 to 3%. For something that's basically a capstone, it's pretty lackluster. So I might just completely remove this and just start testing this a little bit and see if this actually helps a lot in terms of damage and a little bit more healing, and see how much this helps, in terms of the extra damage you get. But maybe it's worth losing 2-3% of my overall healing. That's just kind of passive, which is nice to have. We'll see. Depends on the key, of course, how much of a healing threat it is. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys learned something new. And yeah, I'll probably send a link to the old video as well, explaining how to just basically heal everything, some tricks on how to play druid more from a beginner level that I shared. This was just to share all the changes that happened in season 2, and how now you can heal in a completely different way than we did last season. This is super exciting stuff. I didn't think it would change the game this much, but I mean, you can get 20-25% of your healing from this, guys, and you're doing damage. And now your damage is starting to rival some of the other classes. So I know monks are a little busted right now. I see they're going to be getting probably a nerf soon, but I think we're going to be very close in terms of the damage output. So we'll see. I know less people care on my channel about doing damage, but you're doing damage which makes you heal. So big healing numbers means big damage numbers. Anyways, guys, thanks for your time. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you in the next one. Take care.